So when this happens, when this shift from one way of living to another way of living begins its momentum in you, in us, usually and often there's a period of limbo, of what could be called transition, but isn't really transition, where the many veils, the many levels, the many layers that we've built up, and the complicated, complex weave that we've woven of ourselves into existence, where all of these start to come undone, to be seen through, to be released. For some that happens fast, and for most it happens slowly. And the invitation that life offers us is to trust that, is to trust the journey of one's life, because it is a big transition, it is a big change. And I'm not saying to know what to expect, as I said, because and there's a bit of a trick of the mind to expect it to be like this or like that. It's not like anything that you expect it to be. You don't change in that sense. The you that you are is still the you that you are. You express to a certain extent in similar ways. You are the same architecture as yourself, but you're no longer attached to that version of yourself that was moving around in the world as that. So there's an incredible looseness, there's an incredible softness with the way one is, and actually with the way the world is, or the way that life is, because you see things from such a deeper level. You're not caught in the fray of things. But on the way to that, the heart breaks open, the mind breaks open, the energy body breaks open. And these breakings open are what bring up the feelings of fear, of anxiety, of demoralization, of disillusionment, of even depression, of anger that comes up. Because in a way, we see those as like a problem, because surely it shouldn't be like that on the spiritual path. But these are coming up for purification. There is a purification process that happens. It's not a process as a linear process, but it's a journey, the journey of purification, where all things start coming up, saying, me too, I want to be free, I want the light, I want to be liberated from the torment of being held down in the shadows. So all of this starts coming up. That's the purification. And we have to trust that purification without giving it too much mind talk or interpretation. Because if the mind starts to get hold of that and starts interpreting, what is happening, then it's going to introduce more fear and pullback, because the mind itself starts to get shaky, because the mind is built really on certainty. This aspect of the mind, the way we're talking about it, is built on security, control, and knowing. And yet what we're doing is embarking on the journey of dismantling that knowing and security and control, and entering a deeper place, the forest, as I might call it, which is the forest of unknowing, the forest of shadows, if you like, the forest of no ground. It's not as dramatic as the mind will turn it around and repeat it to you. So the mind has to be released as well. Non-interpretation, a deeper trust a deeper going with. And that does make it kind of sometimes wobbly, sometimes beautiful, sometimes destabilizing, sometimes pure freaky, but sometimes absolutely beautiful. And I think if there's any practical advice, I would say come back to this, to the groundedness of one's presence without any interpretation, to come back to this, to go out into nature, to get away from the computer, the book, the YouTube, to turn this video off and all videos off, to turn off your phone and just take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day in nature, sitting, walking, thinking, alone, preferably, not dangerously, but alone, contemplating, not thinking, just being with nature, nature inside, nature outside, and to keep grounding oneself, to realize that the whole body system, the whole mind-body system gets involved. That includes the whole of the body system, the energetic body system. It gets involved in this journey because it's built itself around all of the things that we've avoided, and the structures and the defenses and the guardedness and all of this. The body has built itself. So the body armoring, the actual armoring of the energetic body around the heart, the solar plexus, the gut, all of these systems. The nervous system itself is included in this ongoing purification. And the purification has to be honoured and allowed. You can't really control it. You can go with it. You have to allow it, because by and by it opens. It's not forever going to be in that sort of craziness or that kind of quite dramatic, quite hot, quite freaky sort of sense of instability. It's not always like that. It levels out, it evens out. There's a waking up, because purification is, let's call it that, purification of the mind-body system, of the emotional body, and all of it it's not a forever purification. It happens over time and it eases out. First of all, it's dramatic and then it eases out. But the pain of that is far preferable, as I've said a million times before. The pain of the purification is actually preferable to the relentless pain of trying to control it all or keep it all at bay. So celebrate that the pain is the pain of release, the pain of purification, the pain of finally opening to the deeper love of an inner calling to harmony. Because you can't go on keeping yourself divided up into this bit and this bit and this bit and the shadow bit and the dark bit, and you can't keep going on like that if the call has come. If the call to a deeper awakening, a deeper journey, a deeper freedom has arrived, you can't keep on dividing yourself up. So this is like, you have to plunge in many ways, with love, with compassion, with kindness, but with also a certain ferocity or a certain resoluteness and a certain trust and a certain courage. And I haven't met anybody yet who hasn't really got that courage nor that resolve. We just trust it. Trust the purification.